Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm not here to whisper sweet nothings into your ear. I'm here to shake your spirit, to light a fire in your soul so fierce that no storm can put it out. Because let me tell you something, life will try to knock you down. The world will try to dim your life. But here's the truth. If your fire comes from within, nothing can extinguish it. So how do you fuel that fire? How do you stay motivated, stay hungry, and stay unstoppable? Let me break it down for you. 1, remember your why. Why did you start this journey? Why do you wake up every morning and fight for what you want? If your why doesn't bring tears to your eyes, if it doesn't shake your core, it's not big enough. You got to dig deep and find that burning reason, that purpose that makes every struggle worth it. Hold on to it, write it down, speak it out loud, tattoo it on your heart, because when times get tough, and they will, it's your why that will keep you standing. 2, stop waiting for motivation, create it. Motivation is not some magical spark that falls out of the sky. It's something you build. It's a choice you make every single day. You're tired? Good. Push through. You don't feel like it? Even better. Do it anyway. The secret to staying unstoppable is realizing that feelings don't run the show. Actions do. Motivation isn't found, it's forged through discipline, through showing up, even when you don't feel like it. 3, feed your mind like you feed your body. You wouldn't pour garbage into your gas tank and expect your car to run, right? So why do so many of us fill our minds with negativity, with doubt, with excuses, and then wonder why we're running on empty? Guard your mind. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you, who inspire you. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos that fuel your growth. The thoughts you feed will determine the fire you burn. Embrace the pain. Listen, success is not a straight line. It's not pretty. It's messy. It's painful. It's full of setbacks. But let me tell you something. Pain is your ally. Pain is a signal that you're growing. So don't run from it. Lean into it. When you feel like quitting, when the weight of the world feels too heavy, remind yourself that diamonds are made under pressure, that fire refines gold. The struggle is what shapes you. 5, celebrate progress, not just perfection. Sometimes we get so caught up in the end goal that we forget to honor the journey. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Did you get out of bed earlier today? Did you resist that temptation? Did you push a little harder than yesterday? Clap for yourself, because those small wins are the kindling that keeps your fire alive. 6, stay hungry, stay humble. The moment you think you've made it, the moment you start coasting, that's when the fire starts to die. Always stay hungry for more, but never forget where you started. Stay humble, stay grounded. Let your gratitude be the fuel that propels you forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this world doesn't hand out success on a silver platter. It doesn't give participation trophies for life. But here's the thing. If you're willing to fan your own flames, if you're willing to show up and fight for what you want, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you. So today, I challenge you. Fuel your fire. Stoke it, Feed it, protect it. Let it burn so brightly that it lights up everything around you. Because when you stay motivated, when you stay unstoppable, you don't just change your life, you ignite the world. I go out there and burn brighter than ever before. Your why is the foundation of everything you do. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded when life gets chaotic, and the compass that guides you when the path ahead is unclear. Without a powerful why, it's easy to lose direction. When challenges arise, when obstacles appear, and when motivation starts to wane, your why is what keeps you moving forward. It's what separates those who give up at the first sign of difficulty from those who push through and reach their goals. Your why has to be personal, deeply rooted in your values, and so compelling that it resonates in the depths of your soul. It's not enough to simply want something. You have to know why you want it. That why is your fuel, the fire in your belly, the voice that reminds you what you're fighting for when the odds are stacked against you. To truly understand your why, you have to look beyond surface level desires. It's not just about making more money, getting a promotion, or losing a few pounds. Those are outcomes, not reasons. Dig deeper. What does that money represent for you? Is it freedom, security, or the ability to take care of your family? Why do you want that promotion? Is it about proving something to yourself, creating a legacy, or making an impact? When you get clear about what drives you, your why becomes unshakable. It becomes a force that propels you forward, even on the hardest days. Your why has to matter to you on a level so profound that it cuts through excuses and distractions. If you don't feel it in your bones, it's not strong enough. When you have a clear and powerful why, it eliminates the option of quitting. When you're clear about what you want and why you want it, you'll find a way to make it happen no matter the circumstances. That clarity creates focus, and focus creates results. Without it, you'll find yourself chasing things that don't truly matter, getting caught up in what other people think you should do, or giving up when things get tough. Life is going to test your commitment to your why. It's not a question of if, but when. There will be days when you feel like nothing is going your way, when the weight of your goals feels overwhelming, and when you're tempted to throw in the towel. Those are the moments when your why becomes your lifeline. It reminds you of what's at stake and gives you the strength to keep going. It's the reason you stay up late working on that project, the reason you get up early to train when everyone else is sleeping, and the reason you keep showing up when no one is watching. A powerful why also gives you resilience. It's what allows you to bounce back from failure and setbacks. Failure is inevitable, but it's not the end of the road unless you let it be. When you have a strong why, failure becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. You learn from it, grow from it, and use it to fuel your fire even more. Your why gives you the perspective to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. It reminds you that every great success story is written in the ink of perseverance, and that every setback is simply parts of the process. When you're connected to your why, you also inspire others. People are drawn to passion and purpose. When you're on fire for what you believe in, it ignites something in the people around you. Your energy becomes contagious, and your determination becomes a beacon for others who may be struggling to find their own path. Your why doesn't just motivate you. It has the power to create a ripple effect that touches everyone you encounter. Your why also keeps you grounded in your journey. It prevents you from being swayed by distractions or comparing your progress to others. When you know your why, you stay focused on your own lane, your own goals, and your own definition of success. You stop worrying about what other people are doing or what society says you should achieve. And you start living authentically in alignment with your purpose. Your why is your constant reminder that you're capable of more than you think. It's easy to doubt yourself when things get hard, but your why silences those doubts. It reminds you of the bigger picture and pushes you to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had. When you connect to your why, you realize that the limits you thought existed were only in your mind. You discover that you're stronger, smarter, and more resilient than you ever imagined. To find your why, you have to get real with yourself. This isn't about what sounds good on paper or what other people expect of you. This is about what sets your soul on fire. What are you passionate about? What keeps you up at night? What would you fight for even if no one else believed in it? Your why doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. It just has to make sense to you. Your why isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's deeply personal, and it will look different for everyone. Maybe your why is about providing a better life for your family. Maybe it's about proving to yourself that you can overcome your past. Maybe it's about leaving a legacy, making an impact, or simply living a life that makes you proud. Whatever it is, it has to be bigger than your fears, bigger than your doubts, and bigger than any obstacle you might face. Once you've found your why, remind yourself of it every single day. Write it down and put it somewhere you'll see it. Say it out loud when you're feeling discouraged. Visualize it when you're tempted to give up. Let it be the fuel that keeps your fire burning, no matter what life throws at you. Motivation is often misunderstood as a feeling that magically appears when conditions are perfect. But the truth is, waiting for motivation is one of the biggest traps you can fall into. Motivation is not something you find, it's something you create. It is a byproduct of consistent action, not the other way around. Too many people sit around waiting to feel inspired or energized before they take the first step. But that's not how it works. Action breeds motivation. And the more you do, the more driven you become. You don't need to feel ready or excited to begin. What you need is to start even when it feels uncomfortable, even when you're unsure, and even when you're tired. The act of starting sets a chain reaction in motion that fuels your drive. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be your biggest obstacle. If you let it, your mind will come up with countless reasons to procrastinate or to stay within your comfort zone. The key to creating motivation is to override those excuses with action. When you push through that resistance and take the first step, you build momentum. That momentum creates confidence, and that confidence feeds your motivation cycle. And it all starts with action. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the sun to shine on a rainy day. You can't control external circumstances, but you can control how you respond to them. You have the power to create your own energy, your own drive, and your own spark. The secret to consistent motivation lies in discipline. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when the initial excitement fades. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning when you'd rather hit snooze. It's what keeps you working toward your goals when the process feels slow or frustrating. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about showing up and doing the work no matter how you feel. Feelings are fleeting, but discipline is steady. It's the foundation upon which lasting motivation is built. It's the foundation upon which a lasting discipline will be built. Feel free to go somewhere else, and remember that because you chose to ignore your potential. Small, consistent actions are the building blocks of sustained motivation. You don't need to take massive leaps every day to stay motivated. In fact, trying to do too much at once can often lead to burnout. Instead, focus on making small, manageable progress. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. When you consistently take action, you train your mind to associate effort with results. And that creates a positive feedback loop. The more you see yourself making progress, the more motivated you become to keep going. Your environment plays a crucial role in creating motivation. Surround yourself with people, things, and experiences that inspire you to be your best self. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, doubt, or distractions, it will be much harder to stay focused and driven. Curate your environment to support your goals. Remove temptations, set up systems that make it easier to take action, and seek out individuals who encourage and challenge you to grow. Motivation thrives in an environment that nurtures it. When you create a space that aligns with your aspirations, you eliminate unnecessary friction and make it easier to stay on track. Another key to creating motivation is to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledging your progress reinforces the belief that your efforts are paying off. It's easy to get caught up in the grind and forget to recognize how far you come. Take the time to reflect on your achievements and use them as fuel to keep moving forward. Success, even in small doses, is the more you celebrate your progress, the more motivated you'll be to continue striving for your goal. It's important to remember that motivation isn't about always feeling excited or enthusiastic. It's about having a deep sense of purpose and commitment that drives you to act even when you don't feel like it. Motivation isn't a fleeting emotion. It's a state of mind that you cultivate through intentional effort. When you understand that, you stop relying on external factors to dictate your drive. Instead, you take ownership of your own energy and use it to propel yourself forward. Taking care of your physical and mental well-being is another essential aspect of creating motivation. Your energy levels, focus, and resilience are directly influenced by how well you treat your body and mind. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management all play a role in how motivated you feel. When you prioritize your health, you give yourself the foundation to sustain the effort required to achieve your goals. Neglecting self-care, on the other hand, can quickly drain your energy and make it harder to stay disciplined. Treat your body like the powerful tool it is, and it will reward you with the stamina and strength you need to keep pushing forward. Visualization is another powerful tool for creating motivation. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals, you tap into the emotional connection that fuels your drive. Picture the life you want to create, the person you want to become, and the impact you want to have. Make that vision so clear and compelling that it pulls you toward it. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's a way to program your mind for success. When you consistently focus on your goals, you train your brain to recognize opportunities and solutions that align with your aspirations. And when you own your life to God's grace and you do something right, God remembers the act of kindness. Motivation also requires adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and there will be times when things don't go as planned. The ability to adjust your approach without losing sight of your goals is crucial. Flexibility allows you to navigate challenges and setbacks with a positive attitude. When you stay adaptable, you maintain your momentum, even when the path forward isn't clear. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, you view them as opportunities to learn and grow. This mindset shift keeps your fire burning, even in the face of adversity. Great motivation is about taking ownership of your journey. It's about refusing to let external circumstances dictate your progress. It's about understanding that you have the power to choose your actions, no matter how you feel in the moment. When you embrace that responsibility, you free yourself from the limitations of waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions. The right time is now. And the perfect conditions are the ones you create through consistent effort. What you feed your mind will ultimately shape your life. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes are the foundation of everything you do, and they're directly influenced by the information and energy you consume. Just as you wouldn't put junk fuel into a high-performance vehicle, you can't fill your mind with negativity, distractions, and doubt, and expect to operate at your best. What you allow into your mind becomes a narrative that drives your actions, your decisions, and your outcomes. The way you think is shaped by what you consistently expose yourself to. So if you want to achieve greatness, you must be intentional about feeding your mind with positivity, growth, and inspiration. The world is full of noise. News, social media, opinions, and countless other distractions that can cloud your vision and weaken your focus. If you're not careful, this noise can seep into your mind and take up valuable mental space. Every piece of information you consume carries energy, and that energy influences your mood, your motivation, and your mindset. When you consume content that's filled with negativity, fear, or doubt, it chips away at your confidence and undermines your belief in what's possible. It's not enough to simply avoid negativity. You have to actively seek out and absorb information that uplifts and empowers you. Feeding your mind starts with the people you surround yourself with. The saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with is rooted in truth. The attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs of those around you will inevitably influence your own. If you're constantly surrounded by people who complain, make excuses, or settle for mediocrity, it's only a matter of time before you adopt those same patterns. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with individuals who challenge you, support you, and inspire you to be better, you elevate your own standards. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that embody the mindset you want to cultivate. Be intentional about building relationships with people who push you to grow and hold you accountable to your potential. Books, podcasts, videos, and other forms of media are also powerful tools for feeding your mind. The wisdom and insights of others can provide you with new perspectives, strategies, and inspiration to overcome challenges and reach your goals. Make it a habit to consume content that aligns with your values and aspirations. Whether it's a book that teaches you a new skill, a podcast that motivates you, or a video that shares a powerful story, every piece of powerful content you consume strengthens your mental framework. Choose your inputs carefully and make them a part of your daily routine. The content you consume doesn't just shape your mindset in a moment. It has a cumulative effect over time. Every positive message you absorb, every empowering idea you embrace, and every uplifting story you hear adds to the foundation of your belief system. This foundation becomes your mental armor, protecting you from the doubts and fears that might otherwise hold you back. The stronger your mental foundation, the more resilient you become in the face of adversity. When challenges arise, you'll find yourself equipped with the knowledge, confidence, and perspective to navigate them effectively. It's not just about consuming positive content, it's about actively engaging with. Take the time to reflect on what you've learned and how it applies to your life. Ask yourself how you can implement the ideas and principles you've encountered. Write down key takeaways, set goals based on what you've learned, and take action to integrate those lessons into your daily routine. Feeding your mind isn't a passive process. It requires effort and intentionality. The more engaged you are with the content you consume, the more impact it will have on your growth and success. Your self-talk is another crucial element of feeding your mind. The way you speak to yourself has a profound impact on your mindset and motivation. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, doubting your abilities, or focusing on your shortcomings, you're sabotaging your own potential. On the other hand, when you practice positive self-talk, you reinforce your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. Affirmations, gratitude, and constructive feedback are all ways to cultivate a positive inner dialogue. Be mindful of the language you use with yourself and make a conscious effort to replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. Feeding your mind also means protecting it from toxic influences. It's not just about what you let in, it's about what you keep out. Be aware of the sources of negativity in your life and take steps to minimize their impact. This might mean limiting your time on social media, avoiding conversations that drain your energy, or setting boundaries with people who bring you down. Protecting your mental space is just as important as filling it with positivity. You only have so much mental and emotional energy, and it's essential to use it wisely. Gratitude is another powerful way to feed your mind. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your perspective from lack to abundance. Gratitude helps you see the good in your life, even in difficult times. It reminds you of your strengths, your resources, and the opportunities you have to grow. Practicing gratitude regularly trains your mind to look for the positive in every situation, which enhances your overall mindset and outlook on life. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a mental discipline that rewires your brain for success. One of the most effective ways to feed your mind is to step outside your comfort zone. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, take risks, and embrace new experiences. Every time you push beyond what you think you're capable of, you expand your mental boundaries and strengthen your belief in what's possible. Comfort zones are like cages. They may feel safe, but they also keep you trapped. To feed your mind, you have to be willing to venture into the unknown, to face discomfort, and to embrace the lessons that come with it. Feeding your mind is a continuous process. It's not something you do once and then forget about. It's a daily practice that requires commitment and consistency. Just as you need to eat every day to nourish your body, you need to feed your mind every day to sustain your growth and motivation. The more intentional you are about what you consume, the more control you have over your thoughts, your actions, and your outcomes. By making the decision to prioritize your mental well-being, you set yourself up for long-term success and fulfillment. Pain is an inevitable part of the journey to growth and success. It's not something to avoid or fear, but something to embrace as a crucial element of transformation. Pain is the fire that refines you, the pressure that strengthens you, and the challenge that prepares you for what's ahead. It comes in many forms: failure, rejection, setbacks, criticism, and the discomfort of pushing beyond your limits. While most people see pain as a signal to stop, those who succeed understand that pain is a signal to keep going. It's a sign that you're stepping into uncharted territory, breaking free from the familiar and moving closer to the person you're meant to become. The process of growth requires you to step outside of your comfort zone, and that step is never easy. Comfort zones are safe, predictable, and free of pain, but they are also stagnant. Nothing grows in a comfort zone because growth demands effort, risk, and resilience. Pain is the price you pay for progress, and the more willing you are to endure it, the greater your potential for transformation. Every time you face discomfort and push through it, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You build strength, grit, and confidence, and these qualities become the foundation for future success. Pain has a way of teaching you lessons that nothing else can. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, reevaluate your priorities, and find solutions to challenges you didn't know you could solve. It sharpens your focus and reveals what truly matters to you. Pain strips away the superficial and exposes the core of who you are. In those moments of struggle, you discover your resilience, creativity, and determination. You learn to adapt, to persevere, and to trust yourself even when the odds are against you. Pain is not the enemy, it's the catalyst for growth. Rejection is one of the most common forms of pain, and it's something everyone experiences at some point. Whether it's a job opportunity, a personal relationship, or a creative endeavor, rejection stings because it feels personal. But rejection is not a reflection of your worth, it's a redirection. It's a reminder that the path to success is rarely a straight line and that every no brings you closer to the right yes. Rejection teaches you to be resilient, to refine your approach, and to keep going despite setbacks. It's a test of your commitment and a reminder that nothing worth having comes easily. Failure is another powerful teacher, and it's often misunderstood. It's a necessary part of the learning process, and it's where some of the most valuable lessons are found. Failure shows you what doesn't work, pushes you to think differently, and builds the mental toughness you need to keep moving forward. The most successful people in the world did in the world's failure. They embraced it. They used it as a tool to grow, to adapt, and to get better. Failure is not something to fear, but something to welcome as part of the journey. Criticism is another form of pain that can either break you or build you depending on how you handle it. Not all criticism is valid, but all criticism has the potential to teach you something. It forces you to look at yourself objectively, to consider other perspectives, and to evaluate whether you're staying true to your goals. Constructive criticism can be a powerful tool for growth, while unwarranted criticism can teach you the importance of resilience and self-belief. Learning to filter criticism, to take what's useful and let go of what isn't is a skill that will serve you throughout your life. The pain of discipline is another challenge that separates those who succeed from those who settle. Discipline requires you to delay gratification, to say no to distractions, and to stay focused on your long-term goals. It's not easy and it often feels uncomfortable, but the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your resolve and move closer to your goals. Discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement, and it's built through consistent effort, even when it's hard. Pushing beyond your physical, mental, and emotional limits is one of the most challenging but rewarding experiences you can have. Growth requires you to stretch yourself, to go beyond what feels safe, and to endure the discomfort that comes with it. Whether it's pushing through a tough workout, tackling a challenging project, or facing your fears, the process is never easy, but it's always worth it. Every time you push beyond your limits, you expand what you're capable of, and that expansion becomes the new standard for what you can achieve. Pain also has a way of revealing your deepest desires and motivations. When you're faced with challenges, you're forced to ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing and whether it's worth the struggle. This introspection helps you connect with your purpose and clarify your goals. It reminds you of what you're fighting for and reignites your determination to see it through. Pain is not just a test of your strength, it's a reminder of your why, the driving force behind your actions. The discomfort of growth is temporary, but the benefits are lasting. Pain teaches you patience, humility, and perspective. It reminds you that progress takes time and that every step, no matter how small, is a step forward. Pain also builds gratitude by helping you appreciate the journey and the progress you've made. When you look back on the challenges you've overcome, you gain a deeper appreciation for your strength and resilience. Pain is not something to avoid, but something to embrace as an essential part of the process. Let me ask you something. Are you ready to change your life? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the truth is, your life doesn't change when you wish for it, hope for it, or wait for it. Your life changes the moment you decide that enough is enough. We've all been there, stuck, frustrated, tired of spinning our wheels. But here's what separates the ones who stay stuck from the ones who rise: decision and action. You want something different? Then you have to do something different. You've got dreams, goals, and aspirations, but let me tell you, those dreams don't work unless you do. It's not about motivation. Motivation comes and goes. It's about discipline. It's about showing up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when no one else is watching. Listen, success is not for the faint of heart. You have to want it more than you want sleep. You have to want it more than you want comfort, because comfort Comfort is a killer. It's the graveyard of potential. The minute you settle into what's easy, you start dying inside. So ask yourself, are you living or are you just existing? Changing your life doesn't mean you'll never fail. You will fail. You'll fall flat on your face. But that's not the end. Failure is not a stop sign. It's a stepping stone. The question is, will you get back up? Will you learn, adjust, and push forward? Some of you are waiting for someone to come save you. Let me tell you, no one is coming. No one is going to do the work for you. This is on you. And that's a good thing, because when you own your life, you own your power. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming other people. Your life is a reflection of the choices you make every single day. So if you don't like where you are, it's time to make better choices. Wake up earlier, work harder, stay focused, cut out the distractions, surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. You are capable of more than you can even imagine, but you have to believe it, you have to fight for it, and you have to be willing to sacrifice for it. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. So right now, draw a line in the sand. Say no more excuses, no more waiting. Today is the day I take control of my life. Because change isn't some distant dream, it's a decision. And it's one you can make right now. The moment you decide to change your life is the moment everything begins to shift. That moment, when you say enough is enough, is where transformation begins. Think about it. Every significant breakthrough in life starts with a decision. Someone decides they're tired of being broke. Someone decides they're tired of being unhealthy. Someone decides they're tired of living in fear, self-doubt, or mediocrity. Nothing external changes at first. The world doesn't suddenly shift to accommodate your decision, but inside something ignites. A fire begins to burn. That decision is the spark, and if you nurture it, it can become an unstoppable force. The problem is that too many people sit on the fence. They want change, but they haven't fully committed to it. They say things like, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait for the right time. Let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, and waiting will only keep you stuck in the same place. Change demands urgency. It demands a decision that says, I'm not gonna wait another second. I'm starting now. What holds most people back is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But here's the thing, staying where you are is scarier than taking the leap. Because if you don't decide to change, you're deciding to stay the same. And staying the same means settling for less than you're capable of. It means living a life that's smaller than your potential. That fear you're feeling, it's not a stop sign, it's a signal that you're on the edge of growth. The only way to overcome it is to lean in, to make the decision and commit to it fully, even when it's uncomfortable. Making the decision to change your life isn't about waiting until you have all the answers. It's not about waiting until you're ready. You'll never feel completely ready, and that's okay. What matters is that you start. Clarity comes with action. As you take steps forward, the path begins to reveal itself. But if you wait, if you hesitate, you'll remain stuck in the same place, wondering what could have been. When you decide to change, you have to go all in. Half-hearted decisions lead to half-hearted results. You can't dip your toes in the water and expect to make waves. You have to dive in head first, fully committed to the process, no matter how hard it gets. If your decision is strong enough, if your commitment is unshakable, you'll keep going. You'll push through the obstacles, the setbacks, and the failures because you've already decided that quitting is not an option. The beauty of making a strong decision is that it simplifies everything. Once you decide to change, you don't have to keep debating with yourself. You don't have to keep going back and forth, questioning whether you should move forward or stay where you are. The decision has already been made, and now it's just a matter of following through. That it allows you to channel your energy into what really matters, taking action. Every great achievement, every major success starts with a decision. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, weren't born that way. They weren't handed success on a silver platter. At some point, they made a decision. They decided to pursue their dreams, to overcome their challenges, to become the best version of themselves. And they didn't stop at the decision, they acted on it. They followed through with relentless determination, even when the odds were stacked against them. Your decision to change doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to come with a big announcement or a bold proclamation. It can be quiet, personal, and deeply internal. What matters is that it's real. It has to come from a place of conviction, a place of knowing that you deserve more and that you're willing to do what it takes to achieve it. Without it, you're building on shaky ground. But with it, you create a solid base that can withstand any storm. It's important to understand that deciding to change your life isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process. Every day, you have to reaffirm that decision. Every day, you have to choose to keep moving forward, even when it's hard, even when progress feels slow, even when you're not sure if it's working. That's what separates the people who succeed from the ones who give up. It's not about talent, luck, or resources. It's about the strength of their decision and their willingness to follow through on it day after day. You have the power to decide. No one can take that away from you. Circumstances might not be in your favor. Life might throw obstacles in your path, but your power to decide remains. That's your leverage. That's your advantage. No matter where you are, no matter how far you feel from where you want to be, you can decide to take the first step. And once you take that step, you can decide to take another and another until you've built momentum that carries you forward. Deciding to change your life isn't about perfection. It's not about getting everything right the first time. It's about progress. It's about making the choice to keep moving forward, even when you stumble, even when you fall. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you want. But it all starts with a decision. It starts with the courage to say, I'm not staying here anymore. I'm moving forward. The most powerful thing about a decision is that it shifts your identity. When you decide to change your life, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing who you are. You're stepping into a new version of yourself, a version that's stronger, more resilient, and more capable. That shift in identity is what drives real, lasting change. It's not just about doing different things, it's about becoming a different person. Every time you decide to take a step toward your goals, you're reinforcing that new identity. You're proving to yourself that you're capable, that you're committed, that you're someone who follows through. That confidence builds over time, and it becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. The more you act on your decision, the more you believe in yourself. And the more you believe in yourself, the more you're willing to act. It's a powerful loop, and it all starts with that initial choice.